90-minute episodes, or one 90-minute in the PBS station.
Right.
Dallas, Channel 13, KERA, got it in the 90-minute format.
Right. Running 4 total seasons, if you want to count up the whole thing. David Tennant will be the second longest this season.
Okay, you will?
Yeah, he'll be the second longest.
And then I loved that little mini thing that Peter Davis did.
With David Tennant? Yeah, that was pretty neat, too.
That was a really nice little short they put together.
Yeah. I think they're going to... I don't know. I thought they might be doing something else with Peter Davis.
Well, there's been the 3 Doctors, and it was the first 3 Doctors. That was a special episode. Then there was the 5 Doctors, and the current Doctor at that time was Tom Baker, and he was just barely in it because they were filming production on other current episodes.
Uh-huh.
And then this one with Peter Davis and David Tennant, that makes the 3rd of the multiple Doctors on a single episode show.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, too. There was another movie. It had Meg Ryan and Tim Robbins in it. IQ, that's it. IQ.
Walter Matthau.
That's it.
He played the
Albert Einstein. Well, anyway, they mentioned time travel where the past has already happened, so it doesn't exist. The future hasn't happened, so it doesn't exist. And the time and the present is always getting changed to the past that doesn't exist anymore either, so time doesn't exist.
And let's face it, everybody is a time traveler.
In a sense, 1 second at a time.
Exactly.
I thought that was kind of neat. There was another Twilight Zone episode I saw.
What was that one?
There was a girl or a guy, I can't remember.
A human.
And the premise of he was stuck in a time a few minutes before the present, and he watched these builders build for the present as it was coming along.
It was he and his wife. It was a man and his wife, and the men were all blank-faced and wore orange jumpsuits.
Right, and they were building for the present. And
they even showed him spraying the dust on top of their china cabinet.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. And then, because he came up with
the foreman, he explained how time travel worked through the train scenario.
Yeah, the trains, right. Then he always came up with, you ever lose your car keys or your watch? That's because one of our workers misplaced them. And so you find it back in the same place you put it. That means they put it back in the right spot.
That would explain it, because I call it the angels playing a joke on you.
Yeah, well, anyway, I thought that was kind of cool on the Twilight Zone.
It's like, I just checked right there. It was not there, and there it is.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cute that did that on the Twilight Zone episode.
And then the way they got back into the futures, they got away from the foreman, hid right next to a mailbox.
And waited for time to catch up to them.
Right.
And then the humans just appeared.
And then what's that? It's the sound of time coming.
Yep. And so then they went back and started 1 second at a time again.
Another interesting was the Langoliers. It was a made-for-TV movie based off of a Stephen King book. How they go in through a vortex while they're in flight. All the people who were asleep stayed on the plane. Everybody else disappeared. And they went back into a time...
Oh, yes, I remember
to where
now.
Time had kind of exhausted itself.
Right. It was finishing, and they were stuck in the past where all the other humans had already progressed 1 second at a time. They had stuck.
Right.
And the Langoliers were eating up the past to finish it off.
Exactly.
So the past technically does not exist anymore.
Because the Langoliers come and destroy it by the most efficient means possible. Full consumption.
So that was another interesting aspect of the movie, too. But they didn't know that, of course, at the time.
It was a good movie, but nonetheless.
Back to the Future. First one. Saw it a million times. Could quote it everything. I can replay the whole movie in my mind. Now I can't.
That movie has a very special point to me because I was in Alexandria, Louisiana with my dad. He was doing his active duty in the Air Force Reserve, and we went and saw that. It was a real father-son type of event.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The first time I saw it was at my cousin's house. They had a VCR.
Ooh.
Dun-dun-dun. And I'm like, whoa, VCR, what is that?
Video cassette recorder.
And they had it, and we're like, oh, that's cool. And we watched Back to the Future on it. And I had never seen Back to the Future either.
So this was like candy on top of the stick.
And thus beginning the Joe Geek.
Joe Geek.
So
hey, that'd make a great bumper sticker. Joe Geek.
There was a TV show. Anyway, Joe Schmo. I'm thinking of Joe Schmo. That's right. The first one was so good, and it ended with a to be continued. And you're like, oh my gosh. And so everybody's waiting for the to be continued.
Now, I can honestly say they really pushed the envelope on time travel in the second movie.
Right.
Because they introduced the concept of alternate timelines.
Correct. And they also introduced changing it back.
Right.
By affecting the past.
And 1955 was the catalyst year.
Right. For their 1985 time.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of interesting too.
They went from 1955, Marty's 1955.
Right.
And everything was fine. And then Doc comes and gets him in the second movie to straighten out his children in the
future, 2015. So
then when they come back,
it's all different, totally different alternate.
What they didn't realize is the almanac, the sports almanac, got stolen by Old Biff.
Right. Another movie that changed multi-dimension and time travel. Another movie that changed that. Interesting point. And then, of course, the third one,
one was just a bust out, let's have fun, let's go someplace that we've never been before.
Right. Who cares about time travel? Let's just go do something,
Not to mention, it made a great segue. It was probably that one and the first one were my favorites.
I liked them all. I loved them all. After seeing 2 episodes, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta see the third one. Well, how does he get out of
A flying train, man.
I know.
Gotta see that.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is they show bits and clips of the third movie on the second one.
Well, they were filming them side by side.
Right, so I'm watching this, I'm like, well, how does Marty get back if he doesn't have a time machine? And then if he has a time machine in the third movie, why are they having such a difficult time getting up to 88 miles per hour? So it's kind of
simply because 88 miles an hour was a benchmark to reach, and it hadn't probably been reached.
Right. In 1985, 88 miles an hour was pretty decent speed.
Yeah.
1985, it was pretty decently fast.
Now, there is, going about speed, the space shuttle. There were 2 twins. One's an astronaut, one is not. And the one who is the astronaut is milliseconds younger because of his flight to space.
Well, they did that with a clock.
Yeah, the atomic clock.
Right.
2 atomic clocks.
Yeah, 2 atomic clocks, identical in time. All they did was just fly around the Earth. That's all they did. They just took a supersonic plane, fly around the Earth. Came out to be seconds off.
Yeah.
Seconds off.
Which actually proves the thing about the speed of light, which is
186,000 miles per second. Right, which
that proves, at least it proves time travel is conceivable.
With some sort of speed.
Right.
So going into something in reality.
The human body was not designed to handle that type of speed. You would be a gushy pile of blood.
Right, so, which is why going supersonic is kind of tough on the body.
Yeah.
Even that. So you are technically time traveling a little bit, even microscopically time traveling. And
my question would be, all the time we spend in cars going from point A to point B, 150 years ago, the fastest vehicle there was not even a train, was more than 25.
Yeah.
So all that speed that we do day in, day out, does that have a cumulative effect?
Yeah. Interesting topic. But time travel for reality, would we want to go back into our personal history?
There are a few places I would go back and undo.
But, would it change who you are? Would it make you better? Would it make you worse? Would it make others better? Would it make others worse? I liked how they did that with butterfly effect, changing.
It would get rid of this scar.
I liked how they put that in butterfly effect. If you changed one thing, what would it happen in the future? And of course, something else happens.
Yeah, it's like a cascading effect.
Yeah, you just don't know. You just don't know what will happen.
Because one day you might wake up and have no arms and legs.
Yeah, which is kind of weird. I think everybody knows Back to the Future. Wonderful.
And if you don't, please go rent them at your local video store, if you so choose.
This has been another occurrence of Geek Dimension. I'm one of your hosts, Joe.
I'm Morrow, and hopefully next week, Tina will be back.
With our other host, Elijah. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. And our theme music is Weight of Life by the band Uncle Bonehead. I want to give a big thanks to Mr. Ryan Ridner for allowing us to use his song as our theme song. If you would like to check out and see what Mr. Ridner, Uncle Bonehead are doing, please go over to myspace.com/Uncle Bonehead Show. Mr. Ridner